Before we get started with today's episode, I have been asked by the studio to read a brief statement. I apologize for my behavior on last week's episode. My outburst was unprofessional and uncalled for, and the studio staff of WKVS deserve better. However, I would like to point out that none of this would have happened if someone didn't get a little overexcited during our celebration segment and leave his post and get involved in aspects of the show that he should have never been involved in. So, in a way, none of this was even my fault. Nonetheless, I apologize, okay? I'm sorry. Now that that's over with, let's get on with the show. It's Christmas time! So today on Tea for Two, we're going to be sifting through some old newspapers from the 80s and 90s and reading some cute letters to Santa Claus written by young, excited Terminator fans. Is this still a thing? Do they still print children's letters to Santa in local newspapers? Because if they don't, they should. It's kind of cute. Our first letter was published in the Wisconsin State Journal way back in 1988. Now, this is 3 years before Terminator 2 came out. 3 years before the Terminator was a good guy, before the movie was marketed towards kids. Back in this time, all we had was The Terminator, a science fiction slasher horror film. And Liddell writes, "Dear Santa, I want Terminator, Legos. Liddell." So apparently Liddell enjoys assembling his Legos while watching violence and gore and sex and guns and nudity, listening to a lot of cussing. But whatever inspires you, Liddell, keep building those Legos. Fast forward 1 year to December of 1989, and Jessica Nevins from Glen Falls, New York writes, "Dear Santa, I would like for Christmas, please, Nintendo watch. Watch like Jonathan. Jonathan must have a pretty cool watch. A lot of G.I. Joe guys, a pack of pencils, jeans size 10, pocket power race car, sliders in blue. Terminator, 2 Mets books, underwear, Christmas dress, work boots, dress shoes, slippers, Batman, sneakers, casual dress outfits, operation. Jessica Nevins, Lake Luzerne." First off, Jessica seems like a pretty cool little girl. Look at all this fun stuff she asked for. Second off, look at all this crap she asked for. It's no wonder that she asked for work boots. She knows that her parents are going to probably work her pretty hard so that she can earn all this crap. The next one from this paper doesn't ask for Terminator, but it's pretty damn cute. "Dear Santa, my brother is only 2 years old, so I'm writing his letter for him. He's a little stinker and gets into our stuff, but we love him a lot. He wants monster trucks, dinosaurs, play food, Cookie Monster, trucks. Thanks for your help. Christopher Belden, Hudson Falls." He's a little stinker and gets into our stuff, but we like him a lot. I just had to share that one. Next, we're heading down to Seguin, Texas to read a letter from Cody Moore, who writes, "Dear Santa Claus, how are you doing? Are you coming along? How are the deer? How's Miss Claus? I would like the Trip-to-Poon Game Boy, Terminator, Predator, Nintendo, and Rarad Browker. Your friend, Cody Moore." Not sure what he means by Trip-to-Poon Game Boy, and if any of our viewers from Texas can translate what he means by Rarad Browker, please let Santa know. He's probably been scratching his head over that one for the last 30 years. Alright, we've made it to December of 1991. That means Terminator 2 Judgment Day just came out this past July, and Terminator mania is in full swing around the world. It's time to start getting into some of the really good stuff. First, we're heading all the way up to Sitka, Alaska, where Sam writes, "Dear Santa Claus, I would like for Christmas is a handheld game called Terminator 2 and Ninja Turtles Dueling Dudes, a Nerf bow and arrow, a skateboard called a Rebel, a WH. Love, Sam Kane." I don't know what Sam means by WH. Perhaps the family needs a new water heater. But I do know what Terminator 2 handheld game he's talking about. This one, produced by Acclaim just in time for Christmas of 1991. This creative little handheld game has a surprisingly fun and simple way of letting players play through the final showdown in Terminator 2. We're going to be taking a detailed look at this fun little game in an upcoming episode of T for Two. Make sure to hit the subscribe button below so that you don't miss this fun little episode when we do it in the future. Also, the Ninja Turtles Dueling Dudes game that Sam mentions is a Rock'em Sock'em Robot style fighting game produced by Remco, who 1 year later would go on to produce the Terminator 2 Judgment Day Final Battle fighting game. This is also a really fun toy that I'm really looking forward to covering in a future episode of T for Two, the Terminator 2 show. Hit the subscribe button below. You know, I'm sorry. I won't say the word subscribe for the rest of this episode. I promise. Anyway, this is going to be fun. Just throwing that out there. Next, we're heading up to Easton, Maryland to read a couple of letters that were produced in the Star Democrat. This first letter is from Lee, who writes, Dear Santa, my name is Lee Duvall. For Christmas, I would like Lego set, MC Hammer game, Terminator 2 game, the movie Terminator 2, G.I. Joe Men, hand video games, mini golf, poster of sports, Super Sucker 100. Love, Lee. I'm going to assume that he meant Super Soaker 100. Also, I wanted to comment that I didn't realize until I started reading these letters that MC Hammer got his own game. But Lee knew that, and so looks like MC Hammer sold one that year, so that's cool. This next letter comes from Michael, who writes, Dear Santa, this is strictly Bunyers. The sind of bunnies you get toy at. I have 23 things I want, but the thing I want most is my pail too. Sisekli Bunyers, Michael. I think that's going to have to be the new slogan for the show. Sisekli Bunyers, you know? It just kind of... It just sums everything up. Sisekli Bunyers. Ah, damn it, that's good cocoa. Next, we're heading out west to Ukiah, California, where John writes, Dear Santa, I want a Terminator 2, a Game Boy, Super Nintendo, and Super Mario Brothers. I want Turtles 2, The Secret of the Vose. I want a Genesis, New Sonny, and the Hitchhog. Love, John B. Man, what a dumbass. Next, we're going to look at the Baxter Bulletin from Mountain Home, Arkansas, where James writes, Dear Santa, I like Christmas and the pretty lights. I hope to receive some Terminator 2 toys and some Toxic Crusaders toys. Damn it, that's good taste. Terminator 2, Toxic Crusaders. Remember Toxic Crusaders? Great toy line. Colorful, gross, weird, and fun, and silly, and just fantastic. Made by Playmates, the same company that made Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That toy line doesn't get the credit it deserves. Anyway, have a happy Christmas, love, James Tullis. Next, Dear Santa, I have tried to be very good this year. Would you please bring me a Compound Power and a Paru Vordens? I will leave some milk and cookies for you. Thanks, Santa. Your friend, Kyle Riggs. I think what's going on here is Kyle Riggs knows that he's been a bad boy this year. He knows that he's on the naughty list, and he figures, screw it, I'm just going to mess with Santa. So he's written a well-worded letter with good grammar, proper capitalization and punctuation, good spelling, and then he has the nerve to ask for a Compound Power and a Paru Vordens. Clearly, Kyle is just fucking with Santa. Which, I guess I kind of appreciate. If you're going to be on the naughty list, be the best kid on the naughty list and make the most out of it. Fast forward a year to 1992. Terminator 2 is still a hot property. And we're going to head down to Quitman, Mississippi to read a couple of letters. First one, Dear Santa, I want a race car for Christmas. A new truck would be good. A Terminator doll is what I want. A Play-Toy TV is what I want. a stocking filled with little toys for me. Love, Jappa Huggins, age 5. Surely that's a made-up name, but what are you going to do? Next up, we're going to move up to one of the highlighted letters in the middle of the page. Dear Santa, I have really been good in school this year, but I have also been kinda bad at home, but I should still get something for Christmas. I want a Batman glider and helicopter and a Terminator bio-flesh regenerator. Thanks. Love, Brian, age 6. Ah yes, the bio-flesh regenerator. This is a great playset made by Kenner that allowed you to cover a Terminator endoskeleton with living human flesh and then tear it apart bit by bit. Then cover him again, rinse and repeat. Brian knows that he's been bad at home this year, but he still thinks that he should get one of these. Sorry, Brian, that's stupid. This is awesome. This is a great playset for only the best girls and boys who want to rip flesh off of robots. Sorry, Brian, you blew it. You're not getting a bio-flesh regenerator, alright? Nice try, though. Heading down to Stanford, Kentucky. Dear Santa, I want a bow and arrow. I love you, Santa. I hope you are good, Santa. I am good today. I want wrestling boot. I want Superman and Terminator 2. I want a motorcycle and Nintendo and Home Alone. I want colors, books, and a race car. I want a bicycle and a Michael Jordan. Love, Byron Wall. Boy, just one or two things there, huh, Byron? Dear Santa, I want a bike. I want a Ninette-do. I want some cloths. I want some books. I want some prescience. I want a new mommy. I want a new bed. Love, Selena Smith. I would give a lot of money to see video of her mother's face when she saw that letter printed in the local paper. Heading up to Decatur, Illinois. Dear Santa, I would like a Terminator place and a Rel Bedgom. Your friend, Russell Edward Pooley. Jesus, Russell, what the hell is a Rel Bedgom? Ah. Dear Santa, I want the big Terminator and a Super Nintendo. I also want a dirt bike. From Josh Summers. Josh is clearly a Terminator fan, so it's pretty obvious why he wants that dirt bike.
John! Come on, get your ass inside. Do what your mother tells you.
She's not my mother, Todd.
Our last letter to Santa comes from Dirk in Lincoln, Nebraska, who writes, Dear Santa, I would like to have a Micro Machines City van. He's talking about Super Van City. 1, 2, 3, 4. You can get into town. Super Van City. Just fold it on down. Man, what a great playset by Micro Machines. That was a lot of fun. You know, my brother had Super Van City when we were kids. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he might still have that. So if he does, I'm going to call him up for when we do the episode on the Terminator 2 Judgment Day Micro Machines collection. Maybe we'll take these guys on a chase through downtown Super Van City. Huh? Anyway, dear Santa, I would like to have a Micro Machines City van and G.I. Joe stuff. My brother Joe wants Terminator 2 stuff and Shark Bowling. My brother Ben wants a Busy Box. We have been good boys this year, and we love you. Love, Dirk, age 5, Joe, age 3, Ben, age 4 months. You know, I've seen this before, and it's not cool. Let me explain. What Dirk is doing here is he's fabricating 2 younger brothers. He's an only child. He's doing this so that he can earn brownie points from Santa in order to get extra stuff for Christmas. Oh, look, I want this stuff for my brothers, too, and I'm talking on their behalf. You're not speaking on their behalf, Dirk. Santa's no dumbass, and making up siblings for free loot is a one-way ticket straight to the naughty list. I hope you liked that big bag of coal that you got back in 1992, Dirk. And that concludes our first annual Tea for Two Christmas special. We'll see you next year. Sisekli Bunyers, everybody! Oh, God damn it, that's good cocoa. All right, cut. That's a wrap. Merry Christmas, everybody.
All right.